Yo, what's going on YouTube? Welcome back to another Minnesota Twins game reviews with an S because it was the doubleheader today and the Twins ended up splitting with the Detroit Tigers. They won the first one 8-2. They lost the second one 4-0. Really bad showing by the Twins in the second game. We don't have much to talk about for that one, so we're going to save that till the end. But a really good game this morning, and that is what I want to talk about first and spend a majority of the time on because that was the better game. That was the game the Twins won. There was a lot that happened in the first game, so we're going to talk about that. But I do want to preface this by saying I'm probably a little bit upset because I just watched the Twins get shut out by the Tigers, but they have not been playing good baseball lately. Not at all. And I think they are... they were 6-4 going into their last 10. So they won one and lost one, so pretty much 5-5, I mean, ish. Like, that's not good for a first place team, and it's not good for the Twins because we've seen them be capable of so much more. Okay, so let's talk about this game. Game number one. Devin Smeltzer pitched amazingly. Honestly, my dad was texting me. He says that this was Smeltzer's best pitching performance ever, and I very much disagree with that. Sorry, Dad, but it was a very good performance. One, he was in control the entire game. Even throwing 101 pitches, he was in control the entire game. He didn't strike out a ton of guys. He's not a strikeout pitcher, very much a finesse guy, likes to use that curveball. Had 4 strikeouts, didn't walk anybody, and that's why he was so good, was because the command was there. He was getting a lot of fly balls, weak contact. That was really good. He did give up 2 earned runs on 6 hits. Like I said, not his best performance ever, but that is the performance, in contrast to yesterday, of what we want to see from our starting pitchers. Like, who was it yesterday? I don't even remember who it was yesterday. Only went 5, or he went 6 innings. Was it Ober? No, it wasn't. Was it Ober? I don't remember. Went 6 innings, but gave up 4 runs. It wasn't great. And, Chris Archer, the time before that, gave up 4 runs in, 5 innings. Not great. But today, a quality start from a starting pitcher. Honestly, I know it's been a lot less as of late, but earlier in the season, there was a lot of quality starts by the Twins. Lately, there has not been, so this was a really good surprise, especially from Smeltzer. Jax finished off the game. Gave up 2 hits in 2 1/3 innings, but struck out 2, didn't walk anybody, didn't allow any runs. So, really good day pitching-wise, though. And like I said, the stat line doesn't really tell you. Smeltzer pitched amazingly, and that made me really happy. Let's talk about the hitting, because that was a show. 8-2, this was one of the better offensive performances of the year. And again, most recently, when the Twins have been struggling to get to 5 runs. They blew it open today. And I loved this lineup. This lineup outside of Lewis/Carlos Correa at shortstop, I think that this was probably the best lineup that they have put out there this year. And honestly, if I had to make a decision, I would put Correa at shortstop, and then I'd probably put Lewis in left field instead of Nick Gordon. But that was about it. And everyone really did well in this game, especially the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guys all getting hits, but the first 3 guys in the lineup really did well. Arise went 2 for 5 with 2 runs. Buxton went 1 for 5. He's struggling. He's batting .203. Not good, but he got a hit. Kepler went 3 for 4 with 3 RBIs, and he didn't even have a home run. That was crazy. Polanco went 1 for 5. Larnach went 1 for 4, had a double, which scored 2 runs. And then Sanchez had a 3-run home run, which really, of course, blew the game open early, and the Twins just kind of cakewalked from there. So, it was Gary Sanchez's 6th home run. Big home run, by the way. It was quite the shot. 3 runs also helps, but Trevor Larnach, I love the guy. I just wish he was a little bit more consistent. He is really good at hitting extra base hits. He has 11 doubles on the year. That's pretty good, especially for a guy who doesn't play necessarily every day. He's still a backup player right now, I'd say, with Buxton and Kepler and that rotating left fielder spot. Like, he is a very good player. And he's been playing a lot more, and it's been showing because he's able to get a lot more hits and doubles and everything. So I love Larnach. I think he's going to be a great player, and to see him do well is great. And of course, he started things off in the first inning. Let's go through the rest of the hitters, though. Arise, he probably did not finish the month. You know that? I'm thinking about this now. So he sucked in the second game, and we'll get to that after this. I'll wrap this one up. But he sucked in the second game, went 2 for 5 today. He came into this game, into the 2 games today, because it's the last day of the month. He came into today as one of 4 players or 5 players in the history of MLB to hit 400 in a month and have an OBP, an on-base percentage, of 500. And he went 0 for 4 in the game, in the second game, and 2 for 5 today. So that is 2 for 9. Yeah, probably not going to end up batting over 400. I don't know if Baseball Reference would be updated, so maybe we can talk about that tomorrow. But, oh, that stinks. He's an amazing hitter, and he is the reason Twins win or lose. We'll talk about that in a second. The last thing I really have to say about this game, though, was this is the Twins that we know and love and we've seen. Then they just didn't show up in the second game or yesterday or like the last week. They have really struggled. Like, you're not going to win a ton. It's baseball. This is why baseball is the best sport. You go from 8-2, or you go down 7-5 yesterday with a possible game-tying home run in the last at-bat, win 8-2, and then you get shut out 4-0. So let's talk about the second game. Don't have much to say about this, but Buxton 1 for 4, Larnach 1 for 3, and I don't know how to say this guy's name. He just got called up today, and he was the shortstop in the first game as well. Pelosius, I butchered that so badly. As you could tell, I do not know any Spanish. But he got his first Major League hit today, which is really cool. He had the first hit of the game, and he had the only hit of the game for the longest time in game number 2. Then Buxton got a hit, and Larnach got a hit. That was it. So, very, 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 very disappointing game. Pitching was fine. Like, Sands, yeah, this stat line is bad. He had like 91 pitches, 4 innings pitched, 5 hits, and 4 earned runs. But like Cott was saying, that it really wasn't necessarily his fault. Like, it was his fault, but he didn't pitch that bad, right? He didn't pitch that bad. He gave a hanging curveball, a hard hit to Polanco, and then another run. Like, that was it. The walks kind of hurt him. Badly timed hits, of course, a home run doesn't help. But he really didn't pitch that bad. Manaea did fine. Thielbar did good. Moran did good. I mean, it just wasn't his day. You know, I don't think he's ready. Didn't look ready. They were kind of talking about that too. So, not great, but what can you do? I mean, like, you're giving the Tigers 4 runs, right? You're giving them 4 runs. The Twins need to score more than, 0 runs, but they should be scoring more than 4 runs a game. So, they are 30-21 on the season. They're still like 4 games up on the White Sox, who are losing right now to the Blue Jays, so that's good. But, yeah, this game just kind of stinks. Buxton's batting 204. 204. That's so bad. So bad after the April that he had. Arise finishes the month with a 351 average, and obviously his on-base percentage is still over 400, but that's all over the season. So I don't know exactly what happened in the month of May, but didn't get on base in that second game, and that really stinks. Garlic didn't do well. Polanco didn't do well. Polanco made a really nice play in the first game, though, I forgot to mention, at second base. It was a bad throw by Urshela, and he barehanded it out of the air. That was sick. Miranda 0 for 3. Gordon 0 for 3. Jeffers 0 for 2. And Pelosius, I don't know how to say his name, 1 for 3. That is not good. I mean, obviously everybody did bad. That's not our real team, so you take what you can there. But not a great game. They left 5 guys on base, 0 for 3, and in the first game, just the difference maker, just letting you know, 4 for 9, 5 guys on base. This is what I'm saying, though. Arise makes the difference. And honestly, he should be leading off every single time. Buxton can take a seat on the bench for the next 2 weeks, if all I care. The Twins win when he does well. He went 2 for 5 in the first game. They lose when he does not do well. He went 0 for 4 in the second game. He needs to be up in the first spot in the lineup. honestly, like I said before, I'd love to see him number 2, and I'd like to see Lewis number 1, or even switch him. Rise number 1, Lewis 2. I think Buxton needs to be 3. He's swinging too hard. He's swinging too far up. He's not swinging line drives, beating out balls in the dirt. That's got to change, but that's a nice 1-2-3 punch, isn't it? Correa 4, Larnack 5, Polanco 6. Like, you're getting into a good lineup. They're not healthy right now. They played some bad players today. It is what it is, but that's why you're losing, and you need to win these games in order to stay afloat. So they're surviving right now. It's fine, but they need to be doing better. That's really all I got. Larnack hit another double, by the way, so he has 12 on the season now. That's all I got, though. We'll see how they do tomorrow. They need to win the next 2, though, to win the series. So against the Tigers. It's not good. We'll see you tomorrow.